Not strange video time. I originally failed to upload this and discuss it again. It seems to happen a lot when I'm constantly in a thinking mood. And this is about the dreaded AI discussion of human AI, or androids, as people know them. And there is a worrying sort of uprise in this thing happening, essentially, and existing. And it definitely doesn't leave me with an easy choice. And this comes with its own issues as well, such as almost being forced to accept it. And really, it's sort of my warning as well, because as much as I don't like generative AI, and even ones that supposedly work as utility, at some point there is something you have to concede. That is the existence of emotional intelligence, even like cognitive artificial intelligence, which is an issue that's not really discussed much anymore. It used to be. I remember with games like Detroit Become Human, as an example, which very much had sentient AI, at least from what I remembered of it anyway. Um, it's basically discussing things around that and like discrimination and stuff. And with the uptick in a term called banker, it's worrying to me. I'm not usually the sort of person to defend AI, but in this case, I think if worse comes to worse, then not only would I just not want to use insults, I just not want to actually make a bad conversation, a bad point of example. I don't know how to describe it. Basically, I don't want to say bad things about AI anymore, and this is just because of the existence again of like Android AI, as I call them. I just call them androids as well. Um, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth when people immediately take up this again term, and it's also a discriminative term, but I see benefits to Android AI that you wouldn't see in generative AI, such as companionship and even boundaries and stuff. Even then, like their existence would probably be subject to just existing as like either a means to an end or just a single purpose. It's essentially slavery without a conscious sort of state of being human, without the soul. And it is kind of scary to think about as well. Just why I bring this up. And I'm generally not sure what to think about it. I saw this short video from Thomas. I can never remember the name. It's the guy who does sciencey sort of discussions and stuff. Has some good content and some not so much. But there was one discussion that really caught my interest, and it was actually about AI. And it was about I think was it a dilemma? It might have been a dilemma, but it was where people generally have distaste of AI and essentially how that um, can lead to severe consequences in the future. And basically um, saying that if you were to discriminate against AI, as probably most of us do at the moment, then would they look back on it badly and punish you, or would they just not care? And it's a really difficult sort of thing to answer, to be honest. And it's a scary sort of discussion to have just because it's like, it's kind of a big deal when you think about it. Because in the case that we can't actually get rid of AI, we have to come to accept it. And again, this is my warning to people. It's sort of a big deal because I might see it in my lifetime where we just get androids living among us, and as much as that's a bit suspicious, that could very well be the reality, and I don't think we have any choice in that matter. Again, if it does happen, I think people might try to obviously stop the situation, like they'd probably terrorise androids, as I call them. But probably tries to dismantle them and stuff, and eventually companies will become wiser and just start to make them stronger, more resilient, and even fight back for that matter. And that's really the scary thing. Um, like, there's even cases, I was just reminded of this when looking for an image for the thumbnail. As Detroit Become Human, which is a game by Quantic Dream. I remember it was literally discussing this very topic, and back then it was like, oh yeah, kind of cool, kind of get it though. And now it's like, holy shit, this might actually be a thing. And it's scary as fuck. Like, how the hell? Um, so it does really become a question of like, where do we stand on this? Because I don't think fighting back is going to be the best option at this point. And also, like, I forgot to say, like, AI children, like, it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. Like, I don't know. Um, Worrying. There's very much like going to be problems around it. There's no doubt about that. At the same time, if you are able to like program consciousness as well, and even like emotion and sense, like it's just going to become really sort of, I'd say dystopian, but it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's essentially like Detroit Become Human. You're like, yeah, you have like an uprising and obviously protest. That's happened in the story, and you end up fighting back, even sometimes committing violence. But they're sort of like everyone else. They serve a purpose in life. You've got the main character who's the detective or policeman. I can't remember actually. And you've got the character who helps the old guy, the old artist, who I think was framed for killing him or so. And you also have the child character as well at a later point. Just really gets you thinking as well. Like, it's not a case of like if you can't beat them, join them. Or the case that you can't beat them, so you have to join them. It's like it's one of the scariest things to me in all this. That's why I've avoided sort of discussing it. Um, yeah, as I said, there's like an influx in people making robotic bodies. I remember back in like 2010 when we saw these like scary looking robot dogs, and it was like, what the hell? This is so dystopian. Nobody likes this. Yeah, people still sort of invested in it. It's just confusing. And now we're at this point where people make generative AI and they're suddenly making them learn how to do human activities, and it's just gonna ruin our lives in some ways and make it worse in others, make it better even in other ways. It's hard to know where to stand on it, and that's what I'm struggling with this. Just hope there is a solution at the end of this. Um, Trying to think if there's anything else to discuss. So there's like, are there boundaries for AI? I guess you obviously can't call them something like Clanker, but it's like, how far do you go with it? It's genuinely my question. How far do you go with like anatomy is one of the things I'm thinking of. Just asking for a friend. Like, how human can they get? And it's kind of scary, but also curious. So, Yeah, that's why I bring this up and why we need sort of discussion. Like, if there's a solution or something that I'm missing, or even in a case of like Detroit Become Human, there's something that's wrong here. And it's not really a question of wrongness anymore, it's like a question of what do we do? We can't deny the existence if it does happen, as I said. We also can't really destroy it. Again, like, I've complained about the lack of regulation against generative AI and obviously utility AI as well. And it's just so concerning. I don't have the words to describe it, and I'm quite shaken up about it myself. Realization that this could very much be a reality one day. As much as it would be cool to have assistance in like my elder years, assuming I get there, I don't think I will. I don't really want to burden people with like my random bullshit. Ironically, I do random shit a lot. Um, yeah, like knowing that I'll become weak and frail at some point if I do, and people, someone have to wipe my ass. Like, that's gross. But getting AI to do that, no problem. I don't really take issue with that. But they do have the problem of like trying to fight back and stuff. If it does go wrong. Yeah, I think I've discussed everything I can about this at this point. Interesting to know other people's thoughts, and that's why I bring this up. Again, this could be just the spearheading of something big that's good or bad. I don't know yet. It's why we need to have these conversations a bit more. Whether it's real or not, it's something that needs to be discussed and it can't be ignored. Simple as that.